Most people going through airport security are worried about their liquids bag, their laptop, their shoes. Nobody is thinking about their phone. And that is exactly the problem. Because TSA agents are checking phones at security checkpoints right now, and most travelers have no idea it is happening. Not just at international borders, domestically too. And here is the part that stops people cold when they find out. They are not just looking at what is on your phone. They know exactly where to look for what you tried to delete. There are 7 specific things sitting on most people's phones right now that can turn a routine security check into a secondary screening, and some of them will genuinely surprise you. This is the one that catches people completely off guard, especially if you live somewhere. Marijuana is fully legal. If you have a cannabis delivery app on your home screen, you have just handed TSA a federal red flag. Not a state flag, a federal one. See, TSA operates under federal jurisdiction. At that checkpoint, it does not matter what your state law says. That weed maps icon, that is probable cause in a logo. It does not matter if you have never purchased anything through it. It does not matter if it was a free download. The moment an agent sees it, the conversation changes completely. Delete it before you fly. Reinstall it when you land. It takes 30 seconds, and it is not worth the alternative. This is the one I told you to wait for, and here is why. You have already been careful. You went through your photos, deleted anything sensitive, cleaned everything up. You feel good about it. Here is the twist. Your phone keeps deleted photos for 30 days before they are actually gone. TSA agents know this. They know exactly where to look. Whatever you deleted last week thinking it was gone, it is sitting in your recently deleted folder right now with a timestamp on it. Go to your Photos app, find the recently deleted folder, and permanently delete everything inside it before your next flight. Not just delete, permanently delete. There is a difference, and that difference is the entire point. This one specifically catches responsible travelers off guard, and I want to be clear that doing this is genuinely smart at home. You photographed your prescription label. For insurance reasons, for refills, for emergencies. That is the right move in your normal life. But at an international checkpoint, a photo of a prescription raises an immediate question. Does what is in your bag match what is on that label? Are the quantities right? Is this medication even legal in your destination country? You did nothing wrong, but you have just made yourself the most interesting person in that line. The safer move is to carry a printed medication list prepared by your doctor or pharmacist official, formatted and designed for exactly this kind of travel scenario. A screenshot of a pill bottle label is not that. A VPN is completely legal. Millions of people use them for privacy. Nothing sinister about it. But here is how it reads at a security checkpoint. A VPN app tells an agent that someone on this device has been actively working to hide their internet activity. Combine that with anything else on this list, and what was a routine check becomes a conversation you did not plan to have. It is not personal. It is pattern recognition. If you use a VPN for work or privacy, consider moving it off your home screen before you travel, buried in a folder, not front and center. Invisible is always better than having to explain it to someone who has already made an assumption about why it is there. Ever notice how tempting it is to grab a quick photo of the runway, the gate area, T-hat interesting piece of security equipment you have never seen before? Here is the problem. Photos taken near restricted zones, even from the public side of the checkpoint, can be flagged as surveillance material. You thought you were taking a travel memory. The algorithm scanning your camera roll does not know that. And here is the part most people never consider. You do not need recent photos for this to be a problem. Old airport photos from a previous trip, a video you shot while waiting at the gate 2 years ago. They are all still sitting in your library right now. Do a quick scroll before your next flight and remove anything that could look like you were documenting a secure area, because context does not always survive a checkpoint. Hold on. You know that app on your phone that looks like a calculator? The one that is actually a secret photo storage vault? TSA agents are trained to spot it. They have seen every version. Calculator Plus, Private Photo Vault, Secret Keeper. Every single one. The moment one of those shows up on your screen, the assumption is not innocent. And the more you try to explain it, the worse it looks. This last one surprises people every single time. Carrying more than $10,000 in cash across an international border requires a declaration. That is the law. But here is what most people do not know. If an agent glances at your banking app and sees a balance that raises questions, or notices a large recent transfer that is now part of the conversation too, you are not in trouble. But you are suddenly in a discussion you were not planning to have at 6 in the morning before an international flight. Before you travel, check your financial apps. If your current balance or recent activity could raise questions, log out of the app entirely so it requires a password to open rather than sitting visible on your screen. It is a 30-second step that closes a door most people do not even know is open.
TSA seized over 4 million items last year. Most of it wasn't weapons. It was stuff travelers just like you packed without thinking. Shampoo, cologne, things you've carried for years. And in 2026, they're enforcing this harder than ever. I'm going to show you exactly what's getting pulled from your bag. And item number 7 is going to genuinely surprise you. The standard tube from your bathroom is 4 or 6 ounces, both over the limit. Even if it's almost empty, TSA pulls it based on container size. The fix: buy a dedicated travel size tube labeled 3.4 ounces or smaller. Keep it in your toiletry bag permanently. Don't borrow from your bathroom shelf. Still the #1 most confiscated liquid category at TSA. Full-size bottles show up immediately on the X-ray, and the second they see one, your entire bag gets pulled for a manual search. Get a set of reusable silicone travel bottles. Fill them at home. They last forever, and they'll save you from this headache on every trip. This catches people who have flown with spray deodorant before without issues. That's the trap. Enforcement is inconsistent. One day it gets through, the next day a different officer pulls it. Switch to a solid stick for travel days. Solids aren't considered liquids by TSA, so they don't go in your liquids bag and don't count toward your 1-quart limit. One swap eliminates the risk entirely. Summer travelers. This one hits hard. Most sunscreen bottles are well over 3.4 ounces, and because people associate sunscreen with health, they assume it gets a pass. It does not. Sunscreen is a liquid. Same rules apply. Buy travel size or decant into a smaller container before you leave. And apply some before you get to the airport. Between the terminal windows and UV exposure at cruising altitude, your skin takes more damage on travel days than you think. A full can of shaving cream is usually 10 ounces, nearly 3 times the limit, and because these are pressurized aerosols, they get extra attention from the scanner. Travel size cans cost about $2. Grab one, or shave before you leave and deal with it when you arrive. We're halfway through, and I haven't gotten to the item that costs travelers the most money. That's 2 items away. Stay with me. Standard Listerine is over 16 ounces, 5 times the limit. People pack full-size bottles constantly, and it gets confiscated every single time. Grab travel-size bottles from any drugstore, or switch to mouthwash tablets, which aren't liquid at all and don't need to go in your liquids bag. Here it is, the expensive one. That bottle of Tom Ford in your carry-on? $150 of liquid. If it's over 3.4 ounces, TSA takes it without blinking. This is the single most expensive item regularly confiscated at security. People don't think of perfume as a liquid in the TSA sense. To the officer at the checkpoint, it absolutely is. Buy a refillable travel atomizer. They hold about 5 milliliters, they're well under the limit, and you fill them from your full-size bottle at home in 30 seconds. This surprises almost everyone. TSA classifies gel as a liquid. Gel shoe insoles with unspecified volume can technically be flagged and confiscated. I asked TSA directly through their Ask TSA tool, and they confirmed gel insoles are currently allowed. But what's allowed on paper and what happens at the checkpoint can be different because enforcement comes down to the individual officer. If you travel with gel insoles, remove them from your shoes and place them in the screening bin alongside your liquids bag. Let the officer see them clearly instead of making them guess on the X-ray. Sounds ridiculous, but it's common. Peanut butter, Nutella, jam, hummus, anything spreadable is classified as a liquid. If it can spread, pour, or smear, it falls under 311. The ironic part, you can buy peanut butter inside the airport after security and bring it on the plane. But the same jar packed from home gets tossed at the checkpoint. Pack spreads in checked luggage where there are no liquid restrictions, or buy them after security. The most important one, prescription cough syrups, liquid pain relievers, insulin, saline solution. Good news, medically necessary liquids are exempt from 311. You can carry containers larger than 3.4 ounces. But here's where travelers mess up. They don't declare them. They toss them in with everything else. The scanner flags an oversized liquid, and the entire bag gets pulled for a full search. Pack all medications in a separate clear bag. At the checkpoint, tell the officer directly, I have medically necessary liquids. Place them in a separate bin. They may do a quick additional screening, but you avoid a full bag search.
Checkpoint. Ladies, listen up. Those fancy new cordless straighteners that run on butane cartridges? TSA hates them. The butane is a pressurized gas. If you put this in a checked bag, it is treated as a hazardous explosive. You can bring one in your carry-on, but it must have a safety cover over the heating element. If you pack a spare butane refill, confiscate it immediately, no exceptions. Seniors love these for cold flights, but they are a trap. The vest itself is just fabric, but the battery pack inside is pure lithium. I see people fold the vest and check it, forgetting the battery is still zipped in the pocket. You can check the vest, but you must unplug and remove the battery and carry it with you in the cabin. Do not leave it connected. So, if you bought a suitcase with a built-in charger or GPS tracker, you really need to be careful. If that battery doesn't pop out, then, well, that bag is not flying. Airlines are stricter than ever about non-removable batteries in 2026. You must be able to eject the battery with just one finger. And if you're forced to gate check your carry-on, you have to rip that battery out before handing it over. If it's stuck, the bag stays behind. These are super popular for anyone with arthritis or poor circulation. But, unlike the old shake-to-activate packets, the electric ones are actually high-density batteries. You need to treat these exactly like a cell phone. They live in your carry-on. Never, ever check them. Now, let's talk about medical gear. Your CPAP machine is expensive, so you carry it on. But what about the spare battery for the flight? Spare medical batteries often exceed the normal size limits. You are allowed to bring them, but they must be in your carry-on and protected from short-circuiting. Use electrical tape over the terminals or keep them in their original box. Never check a loose medical battery. If you use old-school zinc air batteries with the sticker tabs, you can pack those anywhere. But the new rechargeable hearing aid cases? Those have lithium batteries inside the charging case itself. The hearing aids are in your ears, but the charger case must go in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. This is critical. You cannot check a battery-powered POC. The pressure changes in the cargo hold can affect the device, and the batteries are a fire risk. Bring it on board, and ensure you have enough battery life for 150% of the flight duration. Airlines require that buffer in case of delays. This is the most complex rule in travel. If you have a collapsible electric scooter or wheelchair, you cannot just fold it and hand it to the baggage handler. You usually need to disconnect the battery and bring the battery into the cabin with you. The frame goes under. The power source stays with you. Check with your airline 48 hours in advance. Just like the CPAP, the tabletop plug-in nebulizers are fine in checked bags. But the portable handheld ones with built-in batteries, carry on only. If it has a battery you can't see, assume it's dangerous. This one isn't about fire, it's about panic. If your toothbrush turns on inside your checked bag, the vibration sets off alarms. Baggage handlers think it's an improvised explosive device. They will open your bag and tear it apart to find the noise. Tape the power button down or use a hard travel case. Don't let it buzz. Same logic here. A buzzing bag is a suspicious bag. Engage the travel lock if your razor has one. If not, put it in your carry-on so you can prove what it is if it starts making noise. You might think, I'll just read my Kindle at the hotel, so you check it. Don't. Tablets have large, flat batteries that are easily punctured if a heavy suitcase lands on top of them. A punctured battery means a fire. All screens stay in the cabin. It keeps them safe from theft and crushing. There is a huge rumor that Lufthansa and other airlines banned AirTags. They are allowed. The battery inside an AirTag contains only 0.3 grams of lithium. That is well below the danger threshold. You can keep them in your checked luggage to track your bags. They are safe. Finally, the laptop. Sometimes you have to check it because your carry-on is full. If you check it while it's in sleep mode, it can wake up, overheat, and ignite the clothes around it. If you absolutely must check a laptop, power it down completely. Not sleep. Not hibernate. Off.
Once considered stylish and organized, those little leather passport covers are now more of a hassle than a help. TSA officers require you to remove your passport every single time you go through security. That means unzipping, unfolding, fumbling, and slowing down the line every time. What to do instead? Keep your passport easily accessible in a jacket or bag pocket just for the security line. Once you're through, move it to a secure zipped inner pocket or travel pouch. And always snap a photo of your passport's info page. Store it securely on your phone in case of loss or theft abroad. Your big everyday wallet doesn't belong on international trips. It's bulky, full of unused cards, and a goldmine for digital pickpockets. Modern thieves can skim credit cards right through your purse or pocket. What to pack instead? A minimalist RFID blocking travel wallet with only the essentials. One credit card, your ID, and a backup. The smaller your wallet, the safer and easier it is to manage on the move. If you've been using the same power bank since 2018, it's time to retire it. Older models can overheat and even pose fire risks mid-flight. That's why airlines ban them from checked luggage. Upgrade tip. Modern chargers now include built-in safety sensors that regulate temperature. Brands like Anker and Belkin have models with automatic shut-off features, small, powerful, and safe to carry on board. So, those soft duffel bags that hang from your shoulder might look adventurous. Yeah, they really do. But after like 3 terminals and 2 layovers, they'll totally destroy your back. Even those so-called crossbody duffels are just awkward to carry, especially when you're rushing through airports. Here's a smart swap. Use a rolling duffel or a compact spinner backpack. They just glide effortlessly through terminals, fit overhead, and honestly, they'll save your shoulders from some serious strain. If your suitcase still has just 2 wheels, you'll notice the difference instantly. Dragging it behind you through those long airport corridors is, well, pretty inefficient and exhausting. So, upgrade to a 4-wheeled spinner suitcase. You can push it upright, navigate narrow aisles, and just glide into restrooms or cafes without wrestling your luggage through tight spaces. It's honestly one of those upgrades you'll never regret. Big, bulky toiletry kits are a nightmare for modern travelers. They take up like half your suitcase and make you pack way more than you actually need. The smarter move? Use modular pouches or stackable travel kits. Just separate your liquids, skincare, and grooming tools into smaller sections that fit right inside your carry-on. It's lighter, more flexible, and, hey, TSA loves it. Alright folks, packing shoes for, every situation is one of the oldest travel mistakes in the book. Heavy sneakers and boots, well, they waste valuable luggage space and add weight that airlines just love to charge for. So, try this instead. Wear your bulkiest pair on the plane and pack 1 lightweight pair for walking. And hey, if you need sneakers, get waterproof travel shoes with removable insoles. They're compact, comfortable, and can handle almost any destination. They might look cozy, but ponchos are a nightmare inside airplane cabins. They snag on armrests, fall into neighboring seats, and make bathroom breaks way too complicated. A better choice? A fitted sweater or travel wrap that keeps you warm without getting tangled. Cashmere or merino wool is ideal. Soft, breathable, and never bulky. So, the old inflatable neck pillows are officially retired. They deflate mid-flight, lose shape, and make sleeping upright nearly impossible. Here's the modern fix. Use a structured travel pillow with built-in chin or side support. The best ones fold flat or clip to your carry-on handle, saving space while keeping your head supported the entire flight. So, those bulky converter blocks you plug into adapters? Yeah, they're pretty outdated. They're heavy, inefficient, and honestly unnecessary for most modern electronics these days. Instead, what you should do is buy dual voltage devices like curling irons, shavers, and laptop chargers. Then, just pack one simple plug adapter that matches your destination. It's lighter, safer, and, way less frustrating. Traditional wired or over-ear headphones take up too much space and, honestly, tangle way too easily. They also make it harder to move freely during long-haul flights, which is just not ideal. Better upgrade. Use wireless earbuds with noise cancellation and a short safety tether. They save space, reduce clutter, and still block out crying babies and engine noise. They might feel safe, but hidden money belts are awkward, slow, and honestly pretty obvious to pickpockets. The moment you dig under your clothes for cash, you're signaling exactly where your valuables are. Travel smarter. Use a slash-resistant crossbody bag with a small tracker inside, like a tile or AirTag. Keep one card in your wallet, one in your hotel safe, and one in your bag. You'll stay safer and move faster. If you've ever said, "I might need this," you probably don't. Extra chargers, backup sweaters, 3 pairs of headphones, these just-in-case items fill your suitcase and, honestly, empty your patience. Every pound matters. Pack for the trip you're actually taking, not the one you're